on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is 22 Charles Street right here behind me, the former Anatech cogeneration plant here on in the first ward in Binghamton. And it was recently in the news that the city of Binghamton has gotten a grant from the state of New York to study what to do with this building that they were given by the former company that operated it in 2012 called Wellhead Energy. They bought the plant and operated it in 2012 as a peak demand plant. That means that when the power grid needed a lot of extra energy, this plant would kick to life and generate some power to help support the grid using natural gas. Now, that turned out not to be profitable for that company, so they pulled the plug on it. They took the generating equipment out of the building using a crane and hauled it back to California or wherever it came from. And ever since then, the plant has been sitting here, and the city of Binghamton now has money to study what to do with it. So I figured, since a lot of people in the area probably worked at Anatech or know somebody who worked at Anatech, I thought it'd be cool to show you guys around the outside of the facility here on Charles Street. And then on the way out of here, I'll also go down the street on the other side. I forget the name right now, but you'll get a great view of where Anatech used to be. So do me a favor, help me out with that algorithm, give the video a thumbs up, and hit subscribe down below if you end up liking it. And hey, if you guys want to support the channel, my Patreon will be linked below. There's a lot of different ways you can help support and get some a little bit of exclusive content in the process as well. So yeah, let's go. All right, so like I said before, we're here on Charles Street. This would have been the front gate to the cogeneration plant. Now, cogeneration, I guess, just means that it made steam in addition to electricity for the former Anatech facility. And as you can see, they have a sign there, kind of worn out, showing you what it looked like. Let me know down in the comments if you know what this building across the street used to be, because honestly, I have no idea, but it looks really cool and historic. Here's the gate. If I remember correctly, in 2012, this is the gate where they pulled the cogeneration unit out of the building. And you can see over here, they got a ton of like substation equipment. Clearly not hooked up to anything, at least not anything I can see. And you got the giant smokestack going on up here. So really cool. I like the old industrial look of the place. So yeah, going down this street, I believe Anatech would have been to the right. Now, I'm too young to have really clear memories of what it used to look like, but I do remember seeing the smokestack as I went down the highway here, Interstate 86. Now, it used to be, well, still known as 17. And then, as I'm sure you saw in the drone shots, they got this little side stack here. I'm not sure what that was for at one point, but if you know, again, put it down in the comments. I think it'd be really interesting to see. And then coming down the side here, at least some of the former Anatech land has been repurposed as somewhat of a business park. So, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure back in the day, the doors to Anatech would have been down the side here, or at least some doors. But anyway, right now, mostly, it's just a big empty field waiting for redevelopment. I wonder if this was ever considered as, like, land for a casino when they were bidding out the casinos almost a decade ago. Here's another look at the facility from the back end. There's not much to it on the backside here. And then looking to our west, you can see more of those buildings I was just asking about. But yeah, hopefully this land gets redeveloped someday. There's a lot of space here. Like up in Syracuse, they have Micron doing a chip plant just outside of Syracuse. maybe we could be a chip hub here someday with all this extra land that's just kind of hanging out. So yeah, there's a look from the Charles Street side of the old Anatech cogeneration plant. You know, it's kind of like a weird looking building space-wise. Like, it doesn't seem like it's big enough to be like a substantial warehouse of any type, like for an Amazon or a Walmart or something like that. I kind of have a sneaky suspicion that someday it's just going to end up getting demolished because, like, what else can you do with it? Let me know your thoughts and ideas down in the comments section. And who knows? Maybe your idea will spark a development. So I actually made a mistake earlier. This is West Street that we're on. And West Street looks like it was added at some point, or at least part of it was added. That's just a guess. But anyway, here's the former Anatech site. It's kind of interesting that there's like a hill over there. I wonder what that was all about. And then over here you have the national headquarters of something called a Giant A. So at least part of this land is being reused and redeveloped. It's a beautiful, beautiful night here in the southern tier, by the way. So if you ever worked at Anatech or knew anybody who did, this is what the site looks like today. And just want to also point out that right up where those baseball stadium lights are, at one point there was a giant pool. I think it was called the George F. Johnson Pool. If I'm wrong, I'll put the correct name on the video, but it was a huge above ground pool that just looked really awesome. And I remember driving by it as a kid when it was like empty or abandoned, and thinking how cool it would have been to swim in that thing. But yeah, not there anymore. But this is what it looks like today for those of you who moved away or don't come down this way very often. So, moral of the story here is hopefully the city finds a use for the former Anatech power plant there. But so far, no activity on this site. At least none that I'm aware of.